It's in the form of gold and silver plated. So people start carrying that about and put value on it. That when you wait certain amounts, then that can be value for certain things that you want to buy. So you kind of start putting weight on each and everything that they are selling. So according to the weight is the amount of coins that you're going to supply. Then that goes forward to what we can call the paper money. And the paper money was even introduced by the Chinese way earlier. They introduced the paper money, and then people kind of see that okay, the economy is too heavy. Each and every monetary system that we use has got their own disadvantages and advantages, and things keep evolving. So from paper money now, some people from Italy, Marco Polo is the name of the man, came to China to see the system in which China is using to exchange, and decide to take this style down to Europe, and then that's how paper money spreads around. From paper money now, it moves to say like we can call it plastic, or yeah, plastic money. That's when we start spending things like start putting our money on credit card. Yeah. So it's still the same value that we want to exchange, but it's coming up in also different kind of form. So, and then when we move from plastic now, it becomes digital. So we are in an ever-evolving dynamics of money creations. But each and every stage that money goes into, the only thing that human being have to do is follow. So if you don't follow, you're going to realize that you'll be left behind, because you can't continue to be using trade by barter anymore. So that's the reason why I've said this has been around for a long time. But how do we follow it? How do we now make profit from it? That's the reason why all of us are here today, right? So I don't want to go into too much details, because the details of all this is on the web portal that we use. One second. And that's our iMarket Live So we have what is called the IML Academy. On the IML Academy, you can learn about all the histories that I've been talking about, till how you can now start to make good use of that history to be profitable. Basically, what we are giving people is a skill set. Yeah? Well, the reason why I'm going back is so that you can catch up with us. There are 4 different ways in which people make money. Let's start. First of them is called using someone's employee. About 60% of the people on the surface of the earth right now are employees, and they are employed by one company or the other. What tends to happen is this, and what people fail to understand is this: being an employee is very good, because at the end of the day, we believe there's something called security of the kind of salary that you're gonna receive. But when you look at it, we are in the world today and we realize that being an employee, your job can be terminated at any point in time. So that security that you are looking for, it's in a way being jeopardized. Alright, secondly is this. We run down the work, being an employee, our time for £10 per hour, or trading our time for £20 per hour. Or if we are lucky enough to be a lawyer or something, maybe you're a doctor, maybe we can get some place where we can trade our time for about £100 or £50 or £300. Depends on the hierarchy of our job. But one thing is this, we will then tend to realize that at a particular point in time, we're going to run out of time. So what happens when we run out of time? We run out of time, we don't have money. Alright? But this system, it's a system that was developed way back by someone called John D. Rockefeller. And the reason why they develop a system like this is they look into the society and thought to themselves that if some people are not actually working for us, yeah, then since all the majority of the things that we want to do, we may not be able to actualize it. So let's reward them by paying them for their time. But when we realize that, okay, I'm doing so much work, I didn't find that particular satisfaction, my time is wasting away. And when you look at it, if you're an employee of a particular company, look at how many companies that you've been an employee of, yeah? And look at the hierarchy of growth that you can attain. I don't know if you can become the boss or the owner of that company if you give yourself maybe even 10 years in the job. I don't think the boss or the owner of that company want to leave his post for someone that just joined him to take it over. Alright? So it's a system that the bosses alone enjoys. Meanwhile, the employee will suffer and use their time to create money that wouldn't last them for a very long time. So then decide to be like, well, I'm tired of that. Let me even employ myself. Start doing something that I can do, that I know I'm good at. So become a self-employed. Alright, it's good because now you've moved yourself away from a slavery mentality in a way to doing it on your own. Then you now tend to realize that, wow, this is even more better because I can do things at a particular time that I want to. But you realize that the moment you do not have the energy, or the moment you have a reason not to be at work, that means you're not going to get paid because you are self-employed. Alright, and 35% of the people on the surface of the earth are self-employed. Alright, so this is called cash flow quadrant. Cash flow quadrant. So it's a quadrant in a way whereby money is flowing round. So when you realize that, wow, being an employee, the moment I'm not there at work, even if you open a business today, you realize that you are going to be the one that works the most in that business. Even if you have an employee, they have time to go. But as a self-employed, you think about your business day in, day out all the time. So self-employed too has got its own issue. Then we have a group called the business owners. Right, so who are the business owners? The business owners are the people who have actually mastered the art of leveraging the service of the employee. So they now have different employees employed in their business to make sure that the business can run. What are they trying to do? If you look at the whole day, we've only got 24 hours, right? So, and the amount of hours that you have is what is going to make you be very productive or make as much as you can. So they will now want, say for example, if they want to be productive more than you and I, they will go into this part of the quadrant, employ them. Say for example, if I employ 1,000 people there, and I employ them for 8 hours, alright? I've been 8,000 hours to my 24 hours in a day. So what I'm going to get done is what more than what even the employees are going to get done. All right, but it's we can't be sitting down and be looking at it and say that wow, all right, even if this is better, how do I move from here to here? That mentality of how to shift people from thinking like this and shift them to the right hand side of the quadrant from the left hand side of the quadrant is what we are looking into. And it's only 4% of people that are actual business owners. So 4% of the people on the surface of the earth right now are business owners. So we have the other part. Yeah? The other part is we are all the investors. So the business owners mastered the art of leverage to leverage the employees' efforts into making their own money. And you will never see a boss going to work the way that the employees runs to work. The boss can never be late for work. It's the employee that will be looking at time and be like them because that's what they are paying for. Right. So the investors are only 1% of people. And this is the part, these are the people that make the most money in the whole wide world. And how do they make that money? They actually make that money from a 5.3 trillion plus. It's more than 5.3 trillion, I think it's around 5.7 trillion plus markets. Yeah. And the way they do it is so amazing. It's been a system that has been kept away for a long time. It was exposed in the early 90s, but they make it to the point whereby if you don't have close to $3 million, you cannot join the investors group. Alright, but now this is now open to us. And when it's open to us, it's not just open without not having education. You have to know how to make good use of it. Because the investors, they literally let their own money work for them. Right? They don't keep money in the bank. Even if it's £100 that they have, they want to think of how to generate more, multiply. They are always constantly thinking of multiply. You see, there's no problem, there's no issue in us going to school. But what we don't know is we do not know the history of those schools that we go to. How did they come to be? What's the essence of the school? So the educational system are two systems, and the financial system. Yeah. You will realize that the educational system that was created in such a manner whereby you should go and learn. Yeah. You should now use whatever you learn to earn. Yeah. And then use that earning to save. Our educational system never teaches us about how to multiply or invest. Even if you think so deep about it, yeah, they will say there's a pension funds. Back in the days, we have things like pension funds. We have things whereby the employer will make sure that when we are getting old, there's still something that we are entitled to that can never be enough, whether we like it or not. So we create this system of learning, earning, and savings. And where are you saving? You are saving with them as well, the financial system. So they will ask you to bring your money down to the bank. So if you look at it, Zenita's mom or Maxine, I'm very sure that every one of us is over 30 and we've gone through all sorts of different kind of work regime in our life. If you look at how much money that you've worked for in your entire life and goes into the bank account, if you look at, for the bank to keep that money for you, if you look at how much you ever get back on that money, if you sit down and
One
reflect,
P, 1p. At the end
one
of
p
at the end of the year, I see they give me, oh, you got an
interest,
of
1p
for the whole year.
For a whole year, and your money is sitting down with them.
Yes, and you look when you bank over 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 or 10,000 for the year, and if you can see where they take charges if you're late to pay them by 2:30 in the evening.
Right.
They take charges, they don't give you back anything.
Every one of us goes through this.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is where we have to start questioning the system, the educational system, the financial system. We went to go and learn. Majority of us will even go and do a particular course, and we will realize that it's not like I say when we are thinking of doing that course, the course is not good. The course is quite good for us, but to actually earn from doing that course is so difficult. So this system was created to be an incubator, to be nursing their own monetary agenda. Right. So that incubator, each and every time we continue to send our children to school. Yeah, their schools, their curriculums, yeah, those curriculums are the curriculums that they designed so that you can never have a reason to think about how to multiply. You will only have a reason to think about how to sit down, go and work for that time, then get tired, get home, go back tomorrow and do the same thing, and they make it so automated that you don't, whether you like it or not, you go and do the same thing. Alright, so you earn the money, you save it with them. Do you think when you're saving that money with them, do you think the money just sits there? Right. So this money did not sit in with them. What do they do with the money? They actually take that money and invest it in that 5.3 trillion market that is generating money for them every single day. Alright. Like I said, the knowledge of this is a different knowledge. So the rich people, this is the kind of knowledge that they will impart into their children's life. If you go into all these business owners' shop, the little shops that you see that even their children is learning the trade. Even if you realize, if a business has been on for more than 5, 10, 20 years, 30 years, probably the Indian shops or those Indian businesses that have literally been there for time, you'll see that the only thing that they are doing is getting their children to learn the trade. But for some of us, we believe in that white collar job, we believe in what other people will be saying or whatever. So we end up being in the incubator, yeah? And they are asking us. They are asking us when our time is up and we can't work anymore. That is it for us. So for how long? For how long? It's an unfair system, the educational system and the financial system. But today we are so fortunate that people like us, like you and I, that have also different kind of positive agendas and look into life and say to themselves, no, it shouldn't be like this. People like you and I that have managed to gain from that financial system decide to say that enough is enough. We've learned through you, we've understand through you, and we're not going to let this carry on. 1 second. Alright, so they decided to be like, no, I've worked in the bank, I see how the bank operates. I've worked in an hedge fund, and there is a market where we can be making every single day. The only thing that we don't have is the skill. So if we can even, right. So High Market Life is created by, it's a company that will say that has the right timing. Yeah. And what does timing does in business? You see, there's quite a lot of people that doesn't know what to look for when evaluating a business. Yeah. But when I'm evaluating any business, I look into 4 different factors. The first of them is timing. Yeah. In real estate, if you're buying house or whatever, or you are buying, or you are doing rent to let or buy to let, or you are buying house as an investor, location is one thing that you'll be looking into when it comes to real estate. But in business, timing is very essential. Yeah. What does timing do? Timing gives you what I would call market share. if you are the first person to introduce a concept into the market, definitely, before you know it, in 5 years' time or 10 years' time, quite a lot of people will be underneath you more than anything else, especially if you are successful in what you do. So timing, if you introduce a concept in business at the right time, is going to give you what is called market share. And the market share is what is going to make you so robust. All right. So timing is very, very essential. And I realize that when I see this company called iMarket Life, I realize that the timing is quite right for iMarket Life. Because if you look at it, in 2008, we have what is called 2007 ending to 2008, we have recession. And when we look at that recession, they make it look like as if that's the most gloomy time of all times. Yeah. And when we look at now, this is 2018, has anything really changed? Is it getting better or getting worse? You know what I mean? And people are starting to realize that no, they will give us all sorts of different kind of terms, and they want to calm us down from giving us those terms. But the calming does not even give us anything. So the second thing that I look into is called leadership. So everything boils down to leadership anyway, because if I'm not up to the task in doing what I'm doing, I won't be able to pass the message across. All right, so leadership. So with iMarket Live, we've got 1 second, please. I want to. You have the presentation right there.
Yeah, because I see it's going to be a bit difficult. I was anticipating that it would be difficult.
1 second. Let me see whether I can. I think I have it in one of my email.
I don't remember if I took my leave. The eyes are starting to close.
This to what's it called for me? Like, and can you? So I can download it. I have it somewhere, but it's on this system. Okay.
Saying to you, when you put it on sell, what we did this morning, the sell. Okay, I can send this to the young. I can give the young lady this to look at tonight. I can give her this so that she can see what it is like for us.
Alright, did you send it? Huh?
She's interested as well. Where is it? Just find it. Just lost it.
I think that the iMarket, like, are they a UK company, American company?
American company.
American company. They are not American company anymore because they are worldwide.
Yes.
Right. So they are not just sitting down in America.
No, it's all Americans.
So they're in 120 countries. One
Countries.
of the newest countries, so we say 121 now. We've got Uganda on the map as well. So we've got, presentations going down in Uganda. It's really gone global. And the thing is that it was established on the 14th of July 2013. So it's been active for the last 5 years. Yeah. And has grown that much, and so far there's like over 80,000 people, and the vision is to get over 100,000 people by 2020. Right, and so obviously we're doing what is called forex, and it's trade one currency with another, and it's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it's a 5.4 trillion. It keeps going up. It's a 5.4 trillion per day that is traded every day. So it never liquidates, never goes anywhere. Like it can't. It will go on because every single day, all around the world, people will continue to trade foreign currency, and the advantage is that you can trade on any device. Like, we're just going to do the presentation for you from here so that we're not, because time is running out. Okay. And what iMarkets Live is, it's a first class forex education. So we're not selling a product. What it is it's a first class education. It's like a uni. Only that they're teaching you and they're giving you tools, they're giving you software, all sorts of things that they need to be able to trade. Yeah. It's also debt free and it's privately owned.
Alright, if you can able to control the slides from here.
Control the slides for you from there.
Yeah.
From which one? This one?
They have to do is just send this to me.
I can't. I can, but my.
Right, let me look for it because I've got it. Where do you have this one stored?
This is on PowerPoint.
I need the link. People can't see this. You are the only one seeing it. That's the problem. Where's the Telegram? Go to register. Registers.
You could get it.
I could have got it.
Yes. I just saw. Yeah.
I've got the demo and I've got live account. But of 1 month, that's alright, yeah.
You have to
First
save
time
it.
I put
That's what I want to go and do over there, to save it and go
0.1%,
for it.
50 pounds. And when the trade came back, it came back with 4 pounds. So as I get to understand the 0.1%.
What is it?
50.
Okay.
PowerPoint, I just need.
But that wouldn't give you one. So I realize, it's not a big
What is
chunk.
it?
It's a little bit that grows, because if you are saving in your account, as we all know, to buy a car, you have to be saving. I'm sure the car has to put over months or a whole year to buy that. It's really flip over. You're getting
Darling in the south, this is so Africa. You cannot run to your this thing
Onto my work.
onto your drive. One drive
start to know what they mean and the tendencies and start to find out what are there. So this is this one is
I need my own stuff.
These are the trades that I put on the demo account. It could be a demo account to finish, so you can make the trades and then so this will affect your financially. If they make any money, it goes back into the demo. How long do you have the demo account for?
Forever.
Forever. And the earn is practicing.
So what I want you to do is look for Vincent for me once this come up, and then
Thursdays.
I can get it.
Thursdays in the evening. I have to put for this week. Anytime boilers in for the whole of this week, I know this coming up. I can imagine I will come around because I want to know how to take risks. I want to know things. I'm a bit, to be honest, I'm not so confident. I need that confidence to do work. Where you get it from?
Yeah, she.
Yeah. I like a passion.
It's on now. It's